there, guys. Good evening. So I'm here to do a little bit of rune farming. I'm here to do a little rune farming. And we had a little bit of bitrate shift around right at the start of the stream there, again, to control the traffic, to lie about the stream, and essentially control all the trending that I would get. So in case you're wondering about that, that's what YouTube's been doing lately, to control the traffic that I've been getting while people have been trying to legitimately give me views. So I'm sorry about that. If you see a little bit of buffering, that's just YouTube intentionally hiding those views and messing with the trending. So sorry about that. If you see that buffering, that is their fault, absolutely 100%. So with that being said, let's farm some runes here. I'm gonna farm some runes. I'm gonna go back to doing this a little bit. We'll head down here, the usual spot, and get some runes farmed. Farmed, guys. Farming some runes. Thanks for checking out the stream. I appreciate that. need to do something. I found a golden seed. I need to do something. I found a golden seed. I need to actually check that. Remember how long I've been at, like, 9? I've been at 9 for, like, how long? Yeah, finally found it. It was one of those ulcers. I still don't have it. How many is it at a certain point? Yeah, I have 10. Look at that. So maybe it's capped. Is it capped at a certain point? Because, I got 10. Yeah. I'm getting that rune farming done. Yeah. Girl. I've got my coffee, so we're gonna get some runes, play some Tree. Oh no, I'm not playing Tree right now. I just haven't been in the spot for a while, so I want to come back to the spot. Are we all here for political reasons? We all want to... Is that why we're here? Are we here to watch the game, or are we here for political reasons? I feel like some are waiting for that. What, you want my 2 cents? You want my 2 cents? It's gonna be what you expect. Wouldn't be probably what you expect. It's the opposite. He's not a criminal. He's painting him that way. So the guy flat out is the leader of that country because that they kept electing him. Like it's not what he's saying at all. Like the guy's like yes, that happens in other countries, but he's painting again. He could say that about Putin, but he's saying that about the guy from Venezuela. No, it's like opposite. It's like complete opposite. Most of the time in Spanish countries, they have like democracy. It's nonsense. You want me to weigh in? That's the truth. Always opposite. Just something they're doing. I think they have oil. Don't they have oil? He's even mentioned it. Yeah. So like I said, I'll go do some archery stuff. I want to do this spot again. I do like it. It's just nice to, you know, have other places to do and know what they are, you know what I mean? So that you don't have to spoil your favorite spot, you know, like something like that. I mean, it's not my favorite spot. It's still a cool spot. All right. Thanks for watching again. Appreciate it. Thank you again. Thank you again. Just farming some moons here. Pretty awesome spell. So anyway, let's go. Here we go. So basically, YouTube has sort of kind of been sitting here, YouTube, communicating with Microsoft, communicating with these people. Basically, as they would think that some sort of thing is a reaction or something like that that would cancel somebody or be viewed as negative or something like that. They would sort of kind of do something to get this response, and so the whole point is they're just slowly harassing me and doing all these things, to trigger a response, so that way, it and then of course they're going to trend the stream and stuff like that right when I would have those responses. So that's what you have to realize, like that's what's been happening for like ever, and they've been doing their things to slowly cause problems. Now, what they have to realize is some of the stuff where I was saying with Microsoft, right around the time where I was saying that stuff and I was sort of kind of proving that they're kind of involved a little bit, I promise you what happened literally, like, right after I sort of started proving they're involved a little bit, they've done this before, too. I would randomly get, like, an email or something like that one of my streams from like a year ago was randomly age restricted for no reason whatsoever. Like nobody's like if there's nobody watching my channel and they're removing all these views, like why are they doing that? Supposedly this stuff just sits there and doesn't gain any views, right? So this video just randomly after I said this from like a year ago, and then conveniently the video, like the title of the video is something like Microsoft's trash or something like that, like exposing Microsoft's trash, or just something like that. It had something to do with literally basically me showing some proof that Microsoft was causing some of this stuff, and then they age restricted it, and then I couldn't find it anymore. Like literally I can't even find the video on my own. Basically they age restricted it for the sake of just silently deleting it, and basically it's there but can't see it, can't find it anywhere. It's just hidden. So this is what YouTube's doing. They're making channels like disappear. They're it's sort of it's the same Trump derangement syndrome where basically you are deranged to think that that's not fraud. Like like essentially just sitting here literally harassing somebody. All these people want to invest or like what I'm saying or something like that, and then you get something to happen to paint me a certain way, to make my channel a certain way. Oh my god, yeah, it's defamation of character, and again, they've been doing it for years, man. They've been doing this for years, so just realize that, you know, some of the stuff where, you know, you guys see all these views in here and then they get removed. That's what's going on. It's just YouTube doing it. You know, just like you're confused why there's so many view bots and stuff. It shouldn't be that confusing. It really shouldn't be that confusing. Why wouldn't YouTube be able to deal with their own view bots? Of course they can. Scummy, sleazy, advertising, yeah. Just like the New Year's Eve halftime, New Year's Eve countdown was. Yeah, the halftime's been that way lately, hasn't it? Yeah, like everything, you know, capitalizing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you take money away from the middle class more and more and more, and make the gap bigger and bigger between rich people and middle class. Again, you won't have a middle class anymore. That's all you ever do, because that's all they're doing. You know, everything's just getting much more expensive. You know, people are trying to act like, again, you have rich people saying that this is the nicest time to be alive and stuff like that. Rich people are saying that. But they're rich. They have millions. So of course they would say that. Of course they would. They are not affected by the things that Trump is doing. It's that simple. They have money. You know, like, okay, so what? Things double at the grocery store. Okay. That millionaire can still go to the grocery store. Okay, so now there's, instead of $300 for a cart of groceries, now they're paying $600 for a cart of groceries. Do you think that a millionaire gives a shit if their cart of groceries goes from $300 to $600? Answer that question. Do you think a millionaire gives a shit if their cart of groceries goes from $300 to $600? Do you think they feel that? Genuinely. No. The answer is no. The correct answer is no. No, they do not. That's the correct answer. Do you think that they would feel it if their cart of groceries went up to $1,000? No. You'd feel it if it went up to $5,000. If they had to pay $5,000 every single time they went to the grocery store, then they'd feel it. That's how much a millionaire has. Just to give you a perspective between you and a millionaire. Average person and a millionaire. They would have to have $5,000 worth of stuff in their cart every time they go to the store for them to feel it the same way you do. That's the difference. That's about right. That's an estimate, but it's about like that. That's the massive difference between you, the middle class, and even a millionaire. Now compare that to a billionaire. So millionaires are walking around like this. What do you think a billionaire's gonna do? It's only Hey, Troll Slayer. The middle class are just tax cattle, in my opinion. You have a governing body that consistently relies, aka the Republicans for the past 20 years, you have a governing body that consistently counts on making money off of the percentage of poverty level. That's a problem. That's Republicans for the past 20 years. I swear to God. It's not the Democrats. They've been trying to warn you about that. It's Republicans. It's not conservative. It's the opposite. So yeah, it's literally a problem. And yeah, I agree with you, but that's the reality is that's all you'd have to do really is tax the billionaires so they can't be billionaires. I mean, shouldn't It's a monopoly. $1 billion is a monopoly. Period. End of discussion. Company, fine. But you being worth that much? No. Nope. No, no, no. That's how they're treated. Yeah. Point is, you gotta get taxed. Like if you take home even billions in 1 year, that is filthy rich beyond anything you can spend on yourself. So what are you doing with that money? What are you doing with it? Are you hoarding it? Yeah. You have to understand that the only people that vote for this person are people that have convinced themselves that the rest of society, you know, rational people, because it's not rational, so they have to have some sort of rationale. They have convinced themselves that everybody else that doesn't like this guy is like a raging lunatic, and you know, like, basically, like, you know, it's the sort of thing where they you know, it's this whole, you know, daddy thing. You've heard, like, the term. Basically, they think that he fixes all the problems, that he is, like, the solution. Like, they need, like, they have, like, daddy issues and stuff like that. And the point is, the people that are doing that, they're actually the ones with those issues. They're projecting it onto those voters. So you have to understand, it's actually the other people with those issues that are saying that. Because, like, no, it's completely logical to sit here and discredit somebody using facts. Nothing he says is true. I mean, flat out, the leader of Venezuela is not a dictator. He's not. He's very well liked. Just another thing he's trying to mess up for Biden or Obama. I think it's Biden. I think he's trying to screw up Biden's, make Biden look bad, basically. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Federal taxes, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. It's a common thought, I think. They're going to ballrooms to renovate the White House so that the very rich president can continue his very rich lifestyle. You know, look. That's too much. Like, like. No, whatever. That's just too much. Do you know? Do you want to know the real reason why Trump is really like attacking California? A lot of it is because, again, there's so many people in California that are like more wealthy that are against him, and I don't want to. I don't want to say anything that again makes it sound negative, because I actually like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'll be honest with you, wasn't he a Republican? I think he was, and I think he balanced the budget. You could look that up. I'm not sure. But as far as I know, he had, like, when I looked it up, he actually did a pretty good job for the most part, but had a lot of propaganda surrounding him where people didn't like him just because of propaganda. And that's what I found when I looked it up. And it was like, wait a minute, a successful Republican? And he was in California? Oh, right. They didn't like him because he's Republican. Okay. So, it does go the other way. It does. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't like Trump. I'm pretty sure that they do not get along, and he has come out against the guy. The point is, the reason why California, I think, was doing well was because he went into office there and did some good things. I'm not trying to be rude. It sort of was the case, though. I think he was good for that. I'm not trying to be rude. I just, that's what I, you know, when I looked at that, when I researched that initially, I was like, I don't know, it seems to me like he's pretty, because that's what people were saying, you know, the propaganda was saying, as I was reading, was that he was like, you know, bad, and bad with, you know, like the budget and stuff like that. And then when I read stuff, it was the opposite. When I actually looked it up, it was complete opposite, where it was just propaganda, where he was, you know, essentially doing things to balance the budget. That's what he was caring about. So, of course, the propaganda was framing the opposite. The IRS, yeah, that's how they, do you know, you realize that Al Capone, isn't that how they got Al Capone? The IRS is how they always get people. Don't you ever think that. The IRS is exactly how they get people. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. And now this thing is trending because you said that. No, it's opposite. It's opposite of what you think. If you, oh man, don't do that. Oh, that's how they always get people. Don't do that. They got Al Capone like that, of all people. That's exactly how they got him. You pay your taxes. Period. Because it's the right thing to do. I actually agree with it because, again, if you want to sit here and you want to have an argument and say that they should be doing what they're doing, you need to pay your taxes or you have no argument. Trump bragged in a debate about how he got away with not paying his taxes, and then he called it smart, all while seemingly now taking control of the IRS. You know, he just took control of the IRS illegally, right? It's incredibly illegal. Yeah, that was a mistake. So, I understand what you're saying, Troll Slayer. Appreciate your comment. Great comment, but it's opposite, man. That's how they get people. Gotta pay. I've had times where I overpaid and they let me know too, and they gave me a refund on that. They were like, no, this is wrong. You don't even have to. You actually get more back. Like, the whole point is they'll catch that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh boy. The IRS is actually a good. It's one of the few. It's one of the few agencies that most people don't know. I don't think it's actually run by the federal government. I'm trying to think. It is a federal agency, technically, right? But not run by the feds, right? I gotta look all that up again. But like that actually works differently, and for a good reason. For a good reason. Because manipulation. And so that's the point. The fact that he's taking control of the IRS, that's not good. No, it's sort of like that. Maybe I'll do an intelligent conversation on that. We can explain, we can talk about the IRS. But they're actually, it's so far throughout our history, they have been very good at what they do so far. Now, moving forward, oh, we'll see now. Because of certain someone, we'll see now. And that's what people don't understand is it's not the IRS that you want to blame. It's like when folks go to the DMV and they're shouting at the person at the DMV or something. It's like they're just employees being paid to do what they do. Like they're just being like they're just trying to do a job. You're taking that on the wrong person, you know. That's the whole point. You know, if you want something done with your taxes or something like that, you're supposed to talk to your senator. You're supposed to write your senator. It's literally what you're supposed to do. This is what people don't understand. It's the problem. Blame it, you know, the IRS or something like that. Pretty sure they got a lot of celebrities like that. Like that's it's just that's how it works, man. Because you've got to. That's kind of my point, is like that's what I always thought he was doing, and I sort of warned people about that. Like, you want to realize that he is not your friend. He is trying to look good. So like a lot of the stuff is probably like trying to trick people. Like, oh yeah, it's okay, and then he's gonna like investigate if you did it. You know what I mean? Like he's setting you up for failure. So, like, for example, he knows there wasn't a border crisis. He knows there wasn't one. He knows that Obama was handling that. He knows that they actually did do a pretty good job of cleaning that up. He knows these things. So how does he cause a border crisis? So that way he can take credit for cleaning one up and use this as a campaign. Say there isn't one. it's his reputation. It's him. So when he says it, the most winner of the winners. I mean, it's like it's a modern colloquialism, a trump card. You know, I mean, like the whole point is him saying it. It's a meme. It's not truth. He just learned this is a meme, and people just accept it because they're Christmas cards and stuff. They don't. It's it's not right, but that's why I told you to read his book. He's taking advantage of people. It's people that don't know sales tactics. Anybody that's a salesman, a good salesman, will immediately recognize what he is. If you're not, you won't. Or you'll recognize it and like it because you take advantage of people too, so you're smirking. I have always been the opposite. I'm never, and that's the point. I was always fair with people with martial arts and stuff like that, with classes and stuff like that. I just don't. I do not agree with it. I do not agree. Obviously, raising prices to match, the times and stuff like that is a little bit different. But being sneaky and slimy and ripping people off and lying, no, you don't do that. So, again, my message, the gold card and stuff like that, as much as I don't like Putin, I don't want any Russians to have to end up coming here and then he just throws you in jail or something like that because you forked over the money thinking that you're going to come here and be free of that nonsense. Because that's what he's trying to do. He wants you to want to be free of that nonsense. It's a scam. Don't believe it. Don't believe it for a second. I may not like Putin, but I'm not going to sit here and let him scam the Russian citizens. That ain't right. That ain't right. Also, let me say something else too. As the President of the United States, sharing a picture of the president leader that you just captured in shackles, in like pajamas with a blindfold, you don't do that. It's disgusting. He's disgusting. Trump is disgusting. This is his first step at looking like a dictator, and he has his military guy with all his big ranks across his chest standing there talking about how this is, to stop dictatorships and stuff, and then Trump is behind him with his dumb face. With his dumb face, looking straight up in the air, like he... like there's gonna be some fucking picture in a history book someday or something he thinks, or something like that, where this is gonna be the right side of history somehow, forcing your delusional version of reality on everybody else. Yeah, like it's not really what's happening. He's aligning with the dictators while framing anybody that is for democracy as a dictator. It's opposite with him. Why he's suddenly doing this with Obama and stuff. The guy seemingly everybody likes, seemingly scandal-free. He was more scandal-free than Biden was. Yeah, you couldn't... what? One time he wore a tan suit. You should have seen, oh my god, he wore a tan suit. Holy shit. Yep, he wore a tan suit. Guys, call the presses. Call all the countries in the world. Arm the nukes. Barack Obama is wearing a tan suit. Holy crap. That was the extent of the scandal for Obama. A tan suit. That was the best they could do. So now, obviously, he's in office doing all this terrible shit, trying to blame Obama for it. That's all. Remember, we could spend hours sitting here telling you stuff, you even using credible AI where it's pulling information from the internet, and it's confirming it too. We could sit here for hours telling you stuff that Trump tried to say he did, but he was actually taking credit for it from stuff that Obama or Biden did. And it was literally like credible stuff they actually did, and Trump's trying to take credit for it. So if they didn't do anything, why is he sitting here trying to take credit for everything they did? All while framing them as the dictators and shit like that. Because he's undoing what they greatly did for you. They tried their best. There's not some fucking conspiracy. Trump's the conspiracy. He's the scammer. There's not some big government fucking conspiracy where the Democrats are all against you. No, the Republicans have shown that they have some weird, crazy shit going on. And they are. Because they're the ones that gave this weirdo all of their power to supersede the courts. And remember, first convict in office. Remember, this guy is surrounded by illegal crap and scam. Nobody that was running the country before wants anything to... Even Mike Pence doesn't want anything to do with the guy. I mean... Come on. Come on, man. I love Biden. What a shame. What a shame. So what? He's old. Most graceful old man I've ever seen. Falls over, and he's somebody's helping him up, and he's already laughing about it. Yeah, it's exactly the temperament he needs for the president of the United States. What the hell's wrong with you? You think that's not good? So what? He's old. Okay. Listen. Here, listen. Harris was his vice president. She ain't gonna let anything happen. Trust me. Okay? It's the same thing with Ronald Reagan where he had George H.W. Very, very experienced as a vice president. He was doing government his whole life. Very experienced. He knows how things work. That's what you want. You want somebody that's been through there, that cares, that's trying to do their best, that will. They care about that position. You don't want some random dude to come in out of freaking nowhere that has declared bankruptcy 6-7 times, and he's in the casino business, and you think this guy should be your president? He's in the casino business? Come on. Really? Something that shouldn't even exist in our country? Casinos should be gone. They should be outlawed. I know this sounds woke. It's an addiction. You should not be allowed to take your money and go to some really flashy lights place and go inside and gamble and gamble and gamble and gamble and gamble and gamble and gamble. I mean, Jesus Christ, you may as well have brothels. Yeah, you may as well have a bunch of lights, red carpet, really, big security guards, everything, lights. And, when you pull a thing, a brothel happens instead of little things lining up on a screen. I mean, it's basically the same thing. They're taking advantage of people. That don't know how to say no. Shouldn't happen. And he's done this his whole life. It's his business. Oh, and how did he build those casinos? He was importing Chinese steel and getting discounts for it. The thing, remember the thing that he said is terrible? He doesn't like China. We shouldn't be getting stuff from China. And this whole time, since forever. He gets discounts using Chinese steel for his buildings, and he's always done it. His ties are made in China. His signature ties are made in China. He's a scammer. I bet all his games are rigged too. What do you mean? His games? What does that mean? What do you mean by games? Oh, golf games? Yeah, he cheats at golf. Yeah. Oh my god, he's a terrible golfer. No, it's very clear he wants to be as liked as George W. Because George W. has seemingly failed in office, but everybody kind of knows he's not a bad guy. He had a rough run. And people know that. They've accepted that, I think. He wants that. He wants people to give him a break while they get... He doesn't get one. He doesn't get one. You know, he's trying to be a golfer. George W. was actually a really good golfer. Did anybody look this up when I said this before? I swear to God, look up, like, George W. Now watch me take this swing. I swear to God, look that up, where he's like giving a little speech or something like that, you know, on a golf course, and he jokingly goes, "Now watch me take this swing," and then I'm like, okay, I'll watch it, I'll laugh at you, and then he takes a swing, and I'm like, what the did he just swing a golf club like a professional golfer? This guy could play! The whole point is he was an athlete, and that's why he still looks young, too, and he's not. That's why he hasn't even aged. Oh my god, the guy, seriously, he looks exactly the same as he always did. That's why, because he stays fit. Trump's a fat ass. You don't get any endorphins. I said this! It's almost like, again, he has, like, these doctors that just scam him and lie to him so that they can take his money. Oh, wait! Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's endlessly tell Trump that he's healthy and just tell him what he wants to hear and lie about his health, so that way, you know, we can just get paid money. He doesn't want to hear the truth. He doesn't want to know that he's dying and he's fat and he has to stop eating fast food. He doesn't want to hear that, so we'll just tell him what he wants to hear and take his money. He's not a doctor. A doctor would have him reported. A true doctor would have him reported and committed to an insane asylum for shit he's done. A true doctor, an actual doctor. The man's insane. Oh, I know. Now we're getting buffering. Yeah, conveniently we're getting buffering. Oh, God. Conveniently we're getting buffering. Oh, imagine that. Oh, God. Guys, I'm talking about how Donald Trump should be committed to an insane asylum by his doctor, and we're getting buffering. Well, yeah, imagine that. Well, imagine that. Well. Wow. $27 views I've counted. Out of all these views, TrashTube is counting 27. Yep, 27 views are being counted out of all the views on this stream right now. So again, I assure you that the Trump administration is forcing this platform to play ball and remove all of the trending that I get. I promise you. They're doing the same thing to anybody else. Just like some of these folks that I've talked about and stuff like that, if you've seen them and they're getting a regular view, you know, like reviews and stuff like that, he's very carefully understanding that if he does too much, people pick up on it. So what he's doing now is he's keeping people as they are. So it seems like they're not getting any new, you know, like they're not trending and building. They're just staying the same, all while causing problems like technical glitches and stuff, and then maybe they'll fall down the ladder. So if you notice that your subscriber count is locked and people are getting unsubscribed, views are coming up, it's Trump. I swear to God, it's just him. It's been him the whole time. And YouTube's playing ball. What do you think? Why do you think he actually went to California? He doesn't need to go to California for the military. Remember when he went to California and the military was there and stuff? He doesn't actually need to go there. So why'd he go there? Yeah, no, it's really funny. That is really funny. Yeah. I know. Doing illegal stuff to screw with people's channel is really funny. In fact, if there's any pen testers watching, I really encourage you to try to figure out who's hitting that laugh emoji, because they promise you it's somebody that has something to do with it. I promise. Promise it's probably somebody that has something to do with it. I mean, hey, you do whatever the hell you want. You don't need it. I'm just saying, it's the patterns. I'm just letting you know. Do you? Just an encouragement. Oh yeah, and it's all about family. Unfortunately. I know Vin Diesel's gonna show up and like burst in and shit like that. But for the people that know what that means, just remember. Just remember that. Because that's what they're doing. And I hope everybody's safe out there. Doing okay. Doing well. Because I know some people that are catching the full brunt of this. It's happening. It really is. It's fascism in real time. We're not even that far from the Cold War. Remember, the Cold War only ended in the 90s. When it was the 90s, we're getting kicked off. The Cold War ended. It was the longest running war. And Russia, the Soviet Union, Russia. That was Russia. You don't know this because they kept changing their name. That's part of it. USSR, Soviet Union, Russia. It's all the same thing. That was Russia, okay? That was the Cold War. And they were our enemy. They're our oldest enemy. They're the reason JFK was shot. You know, the Vietnam War had a lot to do with what was going on too, but no, it was the spread of, you know, the spread of communism and stuff like that, the concept that we have to meddle, you know. And it's like, no, we don't do that anymore. That was the whole point behind NATO. Trump doesn't want you to realize that. Now, NATO, that's how you do it. And that was again, that's, you know, he even said it. Didn't Trump himself say that we were like helping Venezuela or something like that? So like, if we were previously helping them, why would you, like, we had good relations and then you just randomly blew up some boats? What the hell's the matter with you? Like, I'm genuinely wondering what the hell's the matter with you. You're gonna do that. Just saying. You know what would be nice? You know what would be nice? Look at this guy. It would be nice if the Republicans, especially a certain Republican from Kentucky that's been in office since 1985 would fucking retire. That would be nice, wouldn't it? You've been in office since Back to the Future came out. That's how long you've literally been in office since Back to the Future came out. That's how long you've been in office. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. You've been in office since literally Ronald Reagan? Holy shit! Holy shit! There's somebody in office. There is literally somebody, a Republican, that has been just eroding at our democracy, rotting in his position, making shitloads of money, totally representing you. You wonderful folks in Kentucky, totally representing you well. And again, literally since 1985. And you see YouTube just pushing the view bots out. I told you. Like, they just, at a certain point, they just... Because that's all they're doing. They just... They put a bunch of likes on, they bring a bunch of views in, and then they remove too many. Yeah, they want to, you know, like, obviously make it look like I'm doing it or something like that. That's probably what they're trying to make it. Like, how would I be, you know, be like, how would I even be doing that? That's probably how they're trying to make it look. How would I even be doing that? I'm clearly just sitting here. That's probably what they're trying to do, I'm sure. I'm sure that they're probably trying to do that with other channels, too. Like, I'm sure that's the general consensus that people have arrived at. Because I know there's plenty of, just like me, you know, where somebody did sit here and try to do that. There's other channels where, you know, they've had that problem too, like AI channels and stuff like that. And, you know, how you gonna sit here and tell me that you don't? No, they know about that. The whole point is they're doing all of this. Kind of like the times where I had subscriber mode only on and people were randomly able to type in my chat anyway, even though they weren't subscribers. You know, like all the times where there were just basic problems with YouTube that just randomly went wrong. Still can't stream from my YouTube ad whatsoever. It's completely broken. If I reinstall, it doesn't matter. Different device, doesn't matter. Can't. Like, it's just totally broken. They broke it, like, permanently from their side of things. So, like, even when I install it on a new device, it breaks and does the same things wrong. So, like, again, I can't stream, I can't choose what camera I want it to start on. If I start the stream, it doesn't matter if I have it on the back camera, it'll just flip to the front camera. That's a problem. That means, again, somebody has a hack in there where they're just staring at your face. That's all that means. It's a mistake, obviously, that they didn't catch. So that's constant. And obviously, if you have that issue, that's what the scammer's doing. Because that's why that would happen, obviously. It's happening as a mistake because there's somebody forcing that. So as soon as it goes live, bam. I mean, like, that's clear that's what that is, you know. And they never fixed that. I reported it, they never fixed it. Talked about it on stream, they never fixed it. This has been going on years. I can't stream horizontally either. I've shown you guys this. Like, it's as basic as flipping the phone or the device sideways. It's that basic. Like, you'd be that much of a retard to sit there and not understand how to go. Durr. Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, when I try to do it horizontally, I have it horizontal, and I try to go live. It goes, "You must be in horizontal orientation." So I have my phone sideways. Everything is sideways. It's in horizontal orientation. I'm looking at it. It's not straight up. It's not like the other way. I'm holding it sideways. It does flip, and then it still goes, "You must be in horizontal orientation to go live." So it physically can't do it. It's just literally glitched. Somebody broke it. And again, on the server side of things, where if I install it, it doesn't matter. Kind of like everything else that's breaking, where there's just a random glitch that breaks, a feature or something like that on YouTube. And then it causes a problem. Like when YouTube's concurrent counter through a third-party source, because of data being logged in, was all of a sudden having all these problems and making the screen all stutter around and shit like that. Oh yeah, God, that's because it's real convenient, isn't it? Oh yeah, and they were breaking my VPN so I could never use it while Google searching for the past several years. And then I just noticed just the other day that they finally fixed it again. I've been saying this for literally years, and all this has been happening, and literally because Google did that, because they did that, they are literally blocking you from protecting your data, because they did that. So again, that's it. That's the whole case. And I am, you are allowed to use those things, legal right to use those things on Google and stuff like that, and they just break it. So obviously, we know that was actually happening. We had plenty of concurrence, random bots coming in chat, even suggesting that you should use a VPN when you stream and stuff like that. So we know that they were always trying to get me to do this for the sake of learning how to break VPNs. They were always doing this. So again, it's all YouTube, it's all Google at the end of the day. And all for them to sit here and try to make more money. Because remember the hack that I had that caused this to crash, the whole system to get breached, was a malicious hack from an ad that originated from YouTube. It was from an ad. Interesting, isn't it? So basically, YouTube, again, I've tried to tell you this, is so dumb. Now again, remember the whole point is, if they cared about if this isn't them, they would have stopped this right away. So the whole point is you're supposed to be convinced they're so dumb that for years they would allow malicious ads to just hack people. and infect them and break shit. For years. They're that dumb. They would actually let that happen. They're that stupid. No. It's on purpose. You know, they're being told about it. I'm reporting it. There's no way. Just like when I conveniently watch a certain channel. Conveniently a certain channel that we all know. And no other channel does this. But conveniently this channel does a certain thing. And then conveniently this channel, of all channels, is the channel that when I watch even one stream, again, remember, watching a stream that's like hours long, you might get a few ads and stuff like that, maybe get a couple hundred trackers. That's I can rationalize even 1,000 maybe. But after one stream, 15,000 trackers after one stream. And if I watched another, I'd have another 15, I'd have 30. And the whole system's just like running like crap and stuff. Like literally like a hack. Malicious data. And ads aren't supposed to do that. Just like when I told a certain streamer about how to remove, you know, a software, and didn't tell anybody else, that would remove cookies trackers. I told him about this, and as soon as I told him about this the very next day, that exact fucking software was loaded with malicious ads. And it was never like that. Never once. Like malicious ads to the point that, you know, it defeats the purpose of even using it. Or you can't even use it without watching an entire full screen ad or something. What? No, not a cookie tracker remover. That's the point of it. No. And then again, you can't even open it without it playing an ad. No. And then you open it and there's like pop-up ads, and then you try to do the clean, and it plays another ad, and then once you clean it, it plays another ad. No. It was never even like that. It never even had a single ad. God. It's trash tube. It's Google. It's the fact that this is on Google's store. It's all integrated through Microsoft, too, so you can fuck around with Microsoft. Microsoft's trash, and they're stupid. Anyway. I know who's doing it. YouTube. And they want me to switch platforms. Specifically for the purpose of infecting that platform too. That's why they want me to do it. That's what they've done to AT&T as well. So again, this is Google. Kind of like, does everybody understand that every single phone that you buy this today, like in a modern day, every single one is integrated with your text messages. Every phone that you buy today, you have Google texting. All your messages go through Google's system. And they can read them. Oh, trust me, they can read them. And so the point is, do you know that? Do you know that, again, when you buy a phone, stuff like that, if you sign in and you do all that syncing and stuff like that, default texting app is just Google Messages. Did you know that? It's so criminal. They have such a monopoly. They actually control the music market. And the point is they shouldn't. And when I said that, oh man, they started harassing me bad. Because they know I'm just going to call out their bullshit. They do own the media market. They shouldn't. They own the gaming market, the music market. And they're starting to take over movies, where they're having all these movies free with ads. And remember, it used to be all those movies in the $5 bin at the store, right? Yeah, so now instead of physical mediums... Ah, there you go. Now you understand. Now you understand who's attacking physical mediums. Just saying. They literally control that market, and again, that's not right. I know they have the TV, they have the NFL Sunday Ticket and stuff like that. They're getting too big. Do you know that Google? I found out again, they're causing problems for your ISP. You know why they're doing this? Again, they're causing problems for your ISP because they want you to buy like a Google internet package or something like that. That's why. That's why. Yeah, they want you to buy their shit internet and stuff like that. They want you to switch providers and get Google shit. They wanna sell you on everything. They just want your money. It's that disgusting. So that's why a lot of what they're doing. They want to monopolize. This is true. Casinos should be like arcades. It should be like you get tokens, but it doesn't cost anything, you know, like, or barely anything. Or you're accepting the fact that you're not gambling. You're there to watch the flashy, pretty lights and stuff like that, and pull the lever. Like you understand this. You're not gambling money away. You're paying to watch the flashy lights and enjoy the atmosphere. That's what it should be. It should be an arcade. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be what it is. It's just like when, again, He wouldn't even obtain contracts and properties in a correct manner. He just does this stuff illegally. You know, he sits here and scams his way into owning properties and shit like that. Forcing people out. Incredibly illegal shit. That's what he's always done. There's an entire history of doing this. And again, you're gonna have to do that research because he's using AI. He's fucking with Gemini. Gemini will sit here and tell you that flat out that Donald Trump's not even president. I have had Gemini lie to me 3 or 4 different times in the past week. And I even asked it something about Elden Ring. I was asking it something about Elden Ring. I wanted to know like what the best something was for a specific stat. You know, it's like talking about gear and stuff like that. And it literally lied. Because, like, it gave me something that I just knew wasn't true. Because I found a piece of gear in my inventory that had a higher stat than the thing I was like, what's the best for this? And I found something with a higher stat than what it had already said. And I'm like, but this is higher than what it says, and that's not the thing it says. What the hell? So I literally asked Gemini, I was like, what is higher than this? And then it confirmed something that was higher than that. So then I asked it again, but I asked it more specifically, is this thing the highest of this stat in the game, the thing it told me the first time? And then it said no. It confirmed. It was like, no, it's not. There's plenty of things higher than that. In fact, this is higher than that. So, wait. I just asked you to tell me what the highest one was of this stat, and you just give me a random thing that's not the highest one, and then I ask you again, and then I confirm you're lying, and now I've asked you to confirm the lie, and it sounds like Trump. Like, it literally, like, Gemini just sounds like Donald Trump. I mean, it's truly amazing how Google has sat here and seemingly made it look like they're just agreeing with him so that he doesn't attack them or something. Like, I don't even understand. Like, it's absurd. And I know that, I think the Democrats, DOJ, when Biden was in office, I think they had just sued Google. I think they did. Don't quote me on this, but I think it was a privacy lawsuit too. I think. So, you might want to look that shit up where they already had a lawsuit against them and then conveniently Trump came in. No, they're just doing this because they want Trump in there forever. They're helping. Yeah. So the Democrats, like any senators out there, like, you need to get on board with the fact that you're using the platform and they're targeting you. You know, you're uploading and stuff like that, and you think that you're going to get views and stuff. No, they're just giving you what you think you should get to keep you happy. You're not getting what you would get. They're lying. And then they're using that information, that data, to track you and find you. And giving it to the Trump administration. I promise you that's all they're doing. It's all integrated. Yeah, I mean, Christ, they probably got your driver's license information stored on file. They got your phone number, right? Yeah, they got your driver's license. That's what they're trying to get. They're trying to get DMV information. They want to store it. Interesting, isn't it? They're going to sit here and frame it like age protection. Oh, we're just confirming age with AI. Confirming with that. Yeah, that's again propaganda. You're running the fucking propaganda train. Duh! Duh! We can't confirm his age. Duh! Yes, you can. Records? Wholly aside from the fact that you have people's real names and can confirm that, their information without the DMV information. So again, you're just like literally lying to people. You know how this works. You just don't want people to know how it works. They're so stupid. That's the point. Like they are trying to take advantage of you and make you dumber. That's why they want shorter content. They have like, again, anything that gets any views anymore is just clickbait. That's a YouTube problem. Why are they doing that? Why? Why wouldn't they just allow people to get whatever trending they would normally get? Why do I have to sit here and type cooked in a title? Why? Why do I have to sit here on a stream and say, alright, let's get into it, in order for my fucking stream to trend? They probably hate the fact that I said that one, but I don't give a shit. This is what they're doing. They're like forcing everybody to be so branded and commercialized and stuff like that. And then this kills culture. It's like literally them canceling culture. You are canceling people's creativity, forcing them to do what you want. It's not a content creator anymore, it's just your image of that said content creator. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep going with that for now. Yeah, I just, you can't get behind that, man. Remember, it's not about the fact that it's Trump. Like, yes, it is, but it's more about the fact that after the guy started aligning himself with people that are angry mobs and not condemning attacks on other people, it's a cult leader. It's not a president, it's a cult leader. Now, direct your attention to the likes and watch as they very slowly come off. Again, right as I would say this, and people would agree with it, that's exactly what is true. He's a criminal. Inciting angry mobs, inciting the entire world to be violent, all for the sake of not paying attention to what he's actually doing. So if you take a look at the likes, and you watch them slowly get subtracted, this is to, as I would start to say stuff that would trend my channel, or other people are liking what I'm saying and throwing those likes on there, they are removing them so that that way it causes the opposite to happen. This is why they're view botting. It is to keep you where you are. So, like, if there is a nasty channel of you somewhere. I mean, it's exactly what happened to me with this scammer. If there's a nasty channel of you somewhere and YouTube doesn't do anything about it, this channel is going to flag the system and cause all kinds of problems for you for X amount of time. YouTube didn't do anything about a stalker that had my street address, real name, and several family members information typed into the title of videos and stuff that he was literally directly just copying and taking right off my channel and just pasting onto a different YouTube channel. And again, my street address was typed into the title of a video for a year. Yeah, they knew about it, they let it happen. So, basically, you need to understand that all they're doing, all the trending you see, the numbers you see, and then they get removed. I want to remind you again, 35 views are counted on this stream. 35 total views out of the thousands that you've seen. 35. And remember, the whole reason that they were causing a problem for chat and hashtagging again my father's name in chat for the sake of embarrassment and stuff like that, we will absolutely continue to file this defamation lawsuit. The reason they're doing that is so that that way we can't have a regular chat of regular consistent people. So I have to put subscriber mode on or remove chat, so that way it doesn't confirm that there is in fact more people than what the views are counting. That's the only reason they did that, so they can sit here and lie better about the views, so that you have no idea. They have, I have had screenshots where they hacked and looked into what I was saving and getting, and as soon as they knew I had a bunch of screenshots sitting here, they have actually sat here and caused the power grid to go out for X amount of time, just like literally a few seconds, for the sake of me losing the information. They've done it. And it's been multiple times. That's the real reason. The real reason was, again, to try to get me to lose the information. They didn't, because again, the lawyer is also tracking the information and getting the information too. But they're trying to get me to lose the information where they're removing. Again, remember the, do you guys remember like, we did, I think it was called like, airships or something like that? We did a roguelike with airships, and it was amazing, and people were loving it. And it was really trending, and I probably would have went viral with it. And they just, again, we had like 10,000 views at the end of the stream or something like absurd like that. And they just started removing everything. And I proved it. I was screenshotting it. I proved that the stream posted like that. It had posted with 3.3 thousand and it was gaining. And then each day after that, an entire 1,000 would come on. So the very next day it was up as at 2.2 thousand, the next day it was at 1.1 thousand, and then later that day it was all the way down to like, you know, like a few hundred. And then they removed even more after that. So it's the reason why my uploads sit there and don't gain any views. Literally, I'll do an upload and it'll just sit there and they'll just lock the view count. Completely lock it. So if you're watching all these likes very slowly coming off, that's what's happening. Again, they were at like 365 or something like that. And now they're just like very slowly removing it, as you can see. Right now I see 59. And again, the whole point is that shows, like when they are sloppy about that, it shows the fact that something is wrong. You know, and you know, we have documented proof we've done this on stream. And again, they've sat here and tried to silently remove the streams, do things behind the scenes to get the streams to not be noticeable, like age restriction and stuff like that, lying and stuff. Where, you know, again, the stream will post with somehow seemingly more likes than total views or something like that, where we can basically prove that they're just fucking lying. So that's the Trump administration, again, working with TrashTube and Google. It's Google. It's all Google at the end of the day. But Google owns TrashTube. So if you remember, they also shifted the information around so that way, if I would ever have the control room live on the screen anymore, it would leak the stream key so that way they could sit here and get my stream hacked by any scammer that would see it to cause a problem. That's all. They just want you to leak your stream key now. So that's the whole point, is they started putting that information that was all together in a spot that you could easily take a screenshot and show, and now conveniently, remember, you're not supposed to send a report in and show more than you're supposed to show. So the whole point is they did that for that reason, so that way when you submit a report, it shows more than you should, thus creating a situation where they don't have to answer your report. They can just sit here and ignore it and pretend like you sent them too much, because you're technically leaking your stream key if you screenshot that and send that to them. So they don't have to answer it. They can pretend like they didn't see it. Oh, wow, I don't want to see a stream key, blah, 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 blah. You know, that's it, because it's like a password, basically. So that's what you have to understand. That's the issue. And they did that. They did that on purpose. Where they knew every day that I was showing that on the screen. And I even told you it would leak. I told you that the intent was to break something so that it would eventually show. And yeah, that's all that happened. Because again, we're showing documentation that they're removing views. So of course it's going to show. Of course I'm going to have to do that, because I have to show actively as they're sitting here just removing likes live. You don't remove likes live. I've never seen that in my entire life. I started seeing that for the first time on this channel, ever. Ever. I have never in my entire life ever seen that. Ever. I've never seen just likes and views just sit here actively being removed. Ever. Not ever. And yet this entire channel, that's happening for the past, year and a half, 2 years or so. All as Trump is being, running and being poised to come in office, and I am warning you about this asshole. Oh, imagine that. All the disconnects over the years. Oh yeah. The random disconnects. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's true. So, like, at the end of the day, we literally just have all this proof. And plenty of people have seen it. Lawyer, people at YouTube that have worked for YouTube, streamers have seen it, other streamers have seen it. I've shown pen testers. They've seen it. So, at the end of the day, plenty of people have seen, what's happening here. And they're paying attention. We had to... It got so bad we had to, submit a police report. Because somebody was literally typing sexually themed things in chat while impersonating people with their real pictures and information. And YouTube wasn't doing it. And the reason that scammer's doing that, we even had people in chat saying, well, why don't you just put certain words as the exceptions? That's what the scammer wants. They want me to sit here and type all this information into the exceptions so they can fucking read it. That's why they're doing it. And then these retards come in here and suggest this and act like they're not communicating with the scammer. Like, it's so obvious these streamers have been communicating with the scammer and feeding them information for freaking ever, and they keep coming in here proving it so many times. And then wonder why I react this way. It's unbelievable. really is. But anyway, Donald Trump had a stroke, and he's covering it up. The dude's face is like this. When he's live, he's like this. Have you ever seen him? You seen him like walk recently? Have you seen him walk recently? I've been seeing all these videos showing up. You know, this guy, man, he wanted to be in the media. He wanted everybody to cover his when he's in the media and he's in a tux and he's walking around looking good supposedly and stuff like that. And now he's getting all pissed off when people are posting videos and stuff. Oh, gee, I wonder why. Oh, I wonder why he would get all ticked off now that people are covering videos of him walking and stuff. Oh, gee, I wonder. Yeah, he always wanted this all his entire life, and now all of a sudden... Oh, gee, I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that he had a fucking stroke. The guy can't be honest about it, because again, if you have a stroke, you're probably mentally unfit for office, you probably have cognitive issues, right? And he's sitting here bragging about... How many times has he bragged about a cognitive test? Right? He's bragging about cognitive tests? I heard him say something like... He's like standing there, he's like... Well, they ask you, you know, to identify a tiger or an elephant, and I got it right. Good for you. Did you go to kindergarten too? Did you want a fucking cookie? You can identify a tiger and an elephant? Oh. Okay. Can you identify the fucking problem with our economy now? You wanna do that? Holy shit. Bragging about cognitive tests. I can identify a tiger! Let me ask you something. When was the last time you saw somebody have a bruised, fucked up hand because they were shaking too many hands? When was the last time you saw that? I'll wait. And again, if you're a doctor, a medical professional, if somebody's shaking too many hands, and their hand is getting all purple and diseased looking, those people have very dirty fucking hands, or again, you have a problem. Yeah. Yeah, so again, if that's the case, you still have a fucking problem, so it's not an excuse as to what's going on. If that were the case, and somebody could actually do that to your hand, and that's what's happening, you still got a fucking problem. Because your hand is becoming diseased and fucking purple from squeezing it a little bit? Huh? Huh? So, he's actually trying to claim that people are individually spraining his hand as they're like a sprain. You know, like when you sprain something, it's swollen and purple, and you pull tendons and stuff like that. You know, like that's the point. Okay? So the whole point is you pull those tendons attach the muscle to the bone, okay? So when you pull a tendon, it's a little bit different. You can't move it anymore, and yeah, that's what's called a sprain. It's like, I can't even, you know, like that sort of thing, because the muscle itself can't even be used. The tendon itself has become detached. The muscle's not even attached anymore. It's just balled up and shit. So you try to move it, put weight on, it's like, oh God, you know? And he's trying to sit here and claim that people did this to his fucking hand while squeezing it too hard. Oh, I guess he's a pussy then. Yep, I guess he's a goddamn pussy then. Yep. It's one or the other. You're either lying or you're a fucking pussy. Because again, you're claiming that you're 6'4". He's like 6'3", 6'4", right? He's a big man shaking hands. Why the fuck can somebody make your hand fucking purple? Because you're a pussy. Sounds like the same type of person that would threaten Putin indirectly by sitting here and trying to invade Venezuela and think that that's somehow some type of threat to Putin. No. This guy's afraid of him. He's not gonna threaten Putin, he's afraid of him. Pussy. President's pussy. Useless, orange, fat, dying fuck. You know, I sound more like what I say and what I stand for is far more of what Trump actually claims to have stood for. Because he claims all these things and kind of acts the way I do, but then gets in office and he's a pussy. He literally doesn't do anything, lies about everything, tries to sit here and do things, take credit for things other people did. Literally, the man's a fucking pussy, doesn't know what the hell he's doing, does not know what the fuck he's doing. Uses the military that was already established, already doing well. They know what the fuck they're doing. He had nothing to do with making the military great. Absolutely zero. If anything, he's fucking it up. And using it for his own personal, like his own personal bodyguards. You know, he's just like all these military personnel standing around him. Like a dictator. So, they serve to represent their country. You simply give the orders of the military. You don't dictate them as your personal bodyguards. It's literally what the Secret Service is for. It's literally what they're for. So again, he's just doing all kinds of incredibly illegal shit. President of the United States is not supposed to have fucking military personal bodyguards. He's not supposed to do it. He literally has a Secret Service. So again, like, just constant illegal shit. He is not supposed to miss. That is abusive power on the most basic level. He has personal bodyguards that are members of the military. That's simple. I mean, it's like when the asshole had Hulk Hogan killed. He very clearly had Hulk Hogan killed. We all know it. And then all seemingly at the same time, conveniently, somehow thinks he doesn't look guilty, all while having Triple H stand next to him after Hulk Hogan's been fucking killed. What a retard. This guy is like, literally, he's like the most obvious scammer and criminal on the planet. And he's like, and he's like, I don't know why people don't like me. I'm the most hated. Duh! Gee, I wonder if it's because people have started to realize these very obvious things. You know, again, he's just using the FBI for whatever the hell he wants. Alright. Oh, 38 views, guys. We had a peak concurrent of 2,911. We got a peak concurrent of 2,911. We have 18 likes on the stream. 12 people in here right this second. And 38 views have been counted. Seems legit. Seems legit. Totally. Seems legit. No, they know I caught him with the 4K thing. They know. They know I caught him with that. They know I caught him with a couple of things. They know it. They know it. They know they've been caught. That's why they're doing all of this. Yeah, they're just trying to sit here and make me look a certain way, all while YouTube themselves have been caught literally not taking action against a scammer, like literally stalking and harassing an entire family all over this platform. I mean, that's serious. Another streamer was declaring war on me in chat, and every day coming into my chat and acting like a scammer, all while being reported to YouTube. You know, again, this person is reported, they're aware of it, and they don't do anything. Yeah, like, again, this person's a scammer. Watch this person. Watch what they do. They don't do anything. So, So I don't know what I have to do with this. Oh boy. Alright, yeah, I gotta take care of something, I'm sorry. Now, I want you guys to realize something too, since Google is doing this, YouTube, everything's integrated through Google, just realize that has to do with your email and stuff too. Okay. So, do you get where I'm going with that a little bit? I hope you get where I'm going with that a little bit. I can't say it. Don't give Microsoft or Google your driver's license. Don't do it. Okay? I'm just letting you know, if you want to stay on the side where, you know, they don't have what they need, do not give that to them so they can store that on their database and some scammer can just get it. Please don't do that. That's all they're going to do. They are so irresponsible. They are so fucking irresponsible with your information. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I never had any type of negative opinion of Vince McMahon, actually, but I don't know much about him. No, that's something you're entitled to your opinion, but that's something I will never jump on board. I will never pull somebody else's name and be like, let's blame also this person. I'm that same person saying also, again, I think Elon Musk is being taken advantage of. I would back up the fact that guy actually is worth billions. He's one of the only ones, in my opinion, that actually has sort of earned what he has in a way. Again, you need to tax him still, but he's one of the few that actually has worked for what Trump, he didn't work for it. So, and with Vince McMahon, he's another one. I think he worked pretty hard for the most part to obtain what he, the things that he was able to do. But again, that's very opinionated and from my perspective. So I try not to put that on anybody else. But I understand what you're saying. I just personally think it has to do with Trump using his name to take advantage of these other people that also like him. I really think that. I really do. I really truthfully think that. Because they're not smart people. Like, I'm not trying to be rude to Vince McMahon, but do you consider that guy a smart person? Let's be honest. Does smart come to mind? Okay. I mean, like, I'm not trying to be rude to the guy. I'm not trying to be rude to really anybody. Elon Musk, for example, that guy, yeah, he's really fucking smart. I'm not going to sit here and say he's not. Okay, he's a dummy with politics. He's a complete idiot with politics. He has no fucking clue what the hell he's talking about. But he's really smart. This can happen. It's education. They don't teach it here. That's what I want you guys to understand. They do not teach economics, politics in our schools. Flat out, if you start asking your teachers certain things, they're going to be like, whoa, I can't, whoa. It's bad. That's very bad. That's the problem. They never actually learn. They just, it's this way. Not smart per se, but devious for sure. But that doesn't take somebody smart. Yeah, for sure. Somebody smart isn't usually devious. Somebody smart is sort of like, understands being, a conservationist, sort of, and smart with the assets and stuff like that. Like, obviously. I gotta be right back. I'm sorry. It's one of those times. Now, let me also tell you guys that after saying I gotta be, like, you know, I gotta be right back and stuff like that, let me also tell you guys that for the past hour or so, YouTube has not counted any views. For, like, basically the past hour. We've just been sitting at the same number. Ever since the moment at which I started to kind of make it obvious I was paying attention to this and stuff like that, they started counting a little bit more. Isn't that interesting? Because again, remember when I said it was at 38 views? It's now at 42. It was at 38 for the past hour, and then all of a sudden, again, the view count didn't really move around that much. It's been fluctuating between like 12, 13, 11. That's when you know there's like fucking like thousands of people in here, and they're only giving me like 11. Well, they're probably removing 2 zeros from that. There's probably actually like 1,100 people in here. So you got to rationalize what they're doing. They're only giving me very small portions of what I should get, taking this data and throwing it at somebody that's like MAGA or something like that, which is why you see so many of these channels doing well and at the top of the feed. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back, and sorry about the delay here. All right. So we're gonna keep farming here for a little bit. Thanks for waiting for me. I appreciate that. Thanks for the wait there. And also we're not gonna be going like super long on this stream or anything. So I'm just gonna be trying to get a bit of rune farming done here, and that's pretty much all we're doing here. Alright, let me continue on here. Rune farming! Rune farming! Yep. Rune farming. awesome. Yep. Rune farming. Farming some more runes. Let me see. Did you know that this is a spot? Right here. Did you know that? Just seeing if there was any more. Thought there were. Oh yeah, there we go. Farming runes, just farming runes, guys. We can try to skip anything, any like items laying around. Just looking. Okay. Right. I need mana. Okay, let's see. All right. All right. want to go? Let's go here. If you go ahead and direct your attention to the likes, they were sitting at 18 for the past, you know, a while. And now again, the person that is removing everything is doing even more, as you can see. Okay, sorry. I am back. Alright. Back to farming. Okay. More rune farming. It's a good spot, by the way. Okay. Where are you? Oh, you're under. It's right there. Ugh. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Rune farming. Farming some runes. Alright, sorry about that. Probably gonna get out of here pretty soon. I'm trying to juggle a couple things here anyway, so... Right. Alright guys, like I said, I gotta get out of here. Wasn't gonna be on here, like, you know, too long tonight. We did, we're going on about 3 hours now, so, decent stream here, and, thank you so much for, the chat, and, I appreciate everybody, you know, trying to view, trying to come in here and watch and stuff like that. Thank you. Despite, you know, what's happening, I appreciate it. And, I'm gonna get out of here. So, thanks again. See you guys.